Welcome. Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to De Colores Radio. I'm your host, Eva Arreguin. Hi, hello. Bienvenidos. Welcome to De Colores Radio. De Colores Radio. I'm just kidding. De Colores Radio.
What the fuck was that?
De Colores Radio.
I'm Rafa, one of the 3 co-founders of De Colores Collective.
My literal day one hat.
Hi.
51, 65, 101, our very last episode ever.
I was looking for community, and the Colores gave me the opportunity to first showcase my work as a photographer, and since then I've been able to meet amazing people. The events that they hosted and just their energy has always felt like a safe space. It was one of the first few times where I really felt welcomed and included, and I think everyone can say the same.
I got to put glitter at one of your parties, which was so exciting and so fun. I look back at those memories so fondly. I really love the community that you all have created and the love that you've created in Dallas.
Through their events, they have completely changed my life.
Would you believe De Colores
You supported a lot of us in the community. You made a space for a lot of artists to meet each other and spend time with each other. And it's really refreshing.
For them to just speak the truth. De Colores is about speaking the truth, uplifting the community, and just really telling it like it is.
We appreciate y'all being the voices of the unheard and underserved.
It's been such an honor and a pleasure and a privilege to be a part of this community and to witness your growth.
I will always vow to make sure that I give that love in return to such a wonderful podcast, and I only know that they're going to do great things for the artists that they're working with, for the communities that they serve forever.
Hopefully you have a better understanding of who we are so we can jump a little bit into our first segment. Our first segment is The Juice.
Juice.
Juguito.
We had already been coming to Dallas for stuff, but we saw the Selena event and we were like, oh, we're going. Our roomie at the time was like, oh, I know someone that works there. And then we were like, oh, okay. And they're like, oh, he was in the Selena movie. And I was like, okay, whatever. I thought it was just BS. And then
He was selling roses in the concert scene.
At the Astrodome.
No, you were one of the ones against the fence during the...
Yeah, that would have been lit too, though. I had been working at the Cultural Center for, 4 years by that point? 4 or 5 years? Mm-hmm. It's always tough to try to do things that are city sanctioned or, I was more interested in just doing really cool stuff or stuff that really heightened our community's visibility.
Working in the city government and stuff, I started noticing a lack of spaces that were representative of what I want for myself. Those conversations started coming up with Rafa and with Eva about other parties and events I knew were happening in other parts of the United States that I wanted to see here.
I had listened to an episode of Song Mess that had the founders of Cholateca. And I got super excited and I came to Rafa and I was like, oh my God, I just listened to this podcast. Yeah. They make parties and events for everyone that's has rules of everything to be inclusive of everybody, men not to harass women, queer inclusive, trans inclusive, and it just made me really inspired to have that kind of space here.
We want it to be about queer folks, Black folks, Indigenous folks, Latino folks.
It was look, let's really think broad scope and try to do everything that we can, and then we kind of narrowed it down to just that idea of empowerment to these communities that we know and understand that need it. Right. And finding a way to present that in whatever form we could, be it through a dialogue with the podcast or parties or community events, art shows, whatever it was, to kind of help boost the community that we were a part of or connect it to in some way to say, okay, yeah, let's support, let's help propel whatever movement either you're initiating, you're a part of, or you're contributing to.
Our first episode was about somebody that was deported for their immigration status.
With us, we have Edwin Romero, a dreamer, and let's welcome him.
It was almost like a miracle, all these calls, all these people calling to ask for my release, like, I couldn't believe that it worked, and it worked so fast.
So quickly, and you really saw it happen.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's incredible.
The power of the community, for sure.
For sure. And that's what this is all about.
Oh, y'all thought because I'm in New Mexico, I don't know how to...
Yeah, we thought you were a new Mexican, not an old one. We good?
Oh, it is good.
Ew, you did not make it sound good.
No, it is good.
All
Dang,
fake.
I thought I was limed it up too much.
Maybe. I might choke. I like to think that we began a movement that inspired other people to reclaim spaces and tell our own stories and create our own spaces.
It was a lot of connecting the dots and working with people, and whether it was a pivotal point for some or a stepping stone for others. I mean, when we had the doctor and we talked about mental health, the interns, Daisy,
For sure.
like all of these different people that, again, either work within their own field and in their own right, doing some really important work, or are, starting to begin their journey. We really did help with a lot of that.
2020, we were on WFAA.
Literally at the start of the year.
We were on D Magazine. We were on a play that was written because of our work with the community.
Yeah.
All these things, like up, 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 and then it was the hardest fall.
I think the times that we knew of pushback was probably when we were like really pushing for like the cultural center to like bring back the staff there.
I got a phone call like, hey, you've been furloughed. Your whole staff has been furloughed. And I was at the only cultural center where all of the staff was basically let go.
We basically started organizing because we were already doing defund work, and we started a Save OC3 campaign, contacted several people to do a campaign video, and that thing by morning, y'all, we published it at 8 a.m. By noon, they had found budget to send his way to reopen the center. They had magically found like
25,000.
It was like 16K, I think, right? It was something like that.
I want to say it was closer to 30.
Was it?
I was like, I think it was like
thought it was
25
less.
or more, and they were like, but this has to be used for like programming and workshops. Like, it wasn't even covering y'all, which I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. At the end of everything, I'm proud to be a City of Dallas employee. I'm not 100% happy with all of the decisions that, that the city makes, but that movement in particular, amplifying the voice of the community to say, hey, this is unfair, we need this to be fixed, and then finding out that it can be fixed within a few hours, to a degree.
Literally.
It's like, okay, well, it's really cool to see it on one side, but also like, come on, city, get with the program.
We shouldn't have even had to be fighting for those places. So it's definitely been like a journey, and I think after that it fizzled out. We didn't talk for probably about a year and a half or so, and then it was eating me up. I felt horrible.
I don't know that I necessarily came to a point where I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I think it naturally evolved into that because of all of the things that compounded what was happening in my life. And so COVID was probably the biggest determining factor in that. I was dropping my nephew off earlier today, Go-Go.
Yeah.
And we were driving home and we were really quiet and it was so peaceful and it was perfect. And I was like, man, like me and my nephew just riding home, like it was so chill. And then out of nowhere, he was like, Ralph, why does time go by so fast? And I almost pulled over and started crying because I was like, Go-Go. I was like, because things happen really fast, but you have to take a break every now and then and like enjoy it.
Don't you forget about me.
1 year of doing this.
No, it's amazing. I appreciate you saying that though, because I think we never got to have that moment of discussing that. It just like kind of, it didn't explode. It just like fizzled and I couldn't tell what was happening, and we were like still trying to include him, but like a lot was happening in your personal life, I think. I was just heartbroken, honestly, because I always saw you as like a brother. We felt like you were our brother, and we had such a close bond that we used to joke about like what we do at each other's funerals and like just dumb stuff. And so I was like, damn. It's one of my greatest joys to have created this platform alongside you all. So the podcast ending was a heavy thing, but it was so liberating to feel free of that. And I think even free of like what happened at that time. I was just ready to like wrap that, so that's how it felt for me.
because we were always consuming media as kids, and like
it was our escape.
It was our escape of like just like wanting to bring some joy and like have fun, and we're like, oh, we're gonna make movies and do these things. So like bringing it into fruition, like brought a whole new layer to our relationship as siblings, and it like
and another layer we weren't ready for also.
Yeah,
because it gets real. It's
it got
business.
challenging, and it
Poor
was,
Rafa had to witness it.
And but it was also good that we were able to like have conversations and be honest and be like, I can't do this shit, it's too much. Did not anticipate for me to have a Cinderella moment in whatever way. I don't even know. I don't know what
queer Cinderella moment.
Queer Cinderella moment in the sense that I just kind of like connected with people and finally felt like I could like explore my identity and who I was and be able to just feel comfortable being me. And I know it's always been that way with y'all.
For sure.
It's like so emotional.
It's okay. Love you.
I was gonna make a joke like when we started earlier on and say how long is it gonna take
for Pat to come out gay?
No, for Pat to cry.
Yeah, for Pat to come out gay? Rafa's just bullying you? Jesus.
So what's the future? What's ahead for De Colores?
That's a lovely question. I get this question all the time. I think I see us becoming like a community production house. Like I want it to be a space where people can still have that comfort of familiarity, especially in a city like Dallas, but also still be reeling out storytelling.
I have hopes that like her dreams and goals she wants to accomplish for De Colores come true. I want her to be able to share the stories and narratives that she has envisioned for people to be able to experience and know that this all comes with love and care.
But I still see stories being told that we haven't seen, and creating and bringing artists and activists and movers and shakers together in a way that allows us to create things.
Eva will demand answers and demand explanations and demand accountability. She'll give you that in return. You'll get all of that from her. She asks for reciprocity in that and saying, hey, if we want to be fair, we want to be just, we want to be equitable, we have to be able to respect each other and have these conversations where I say what I mean and you do the same.
2023 was for like recouping and recentering and regrounding and reclaiming my relationship to my city. And I'm excited for what the future holds so that we can, have anything at our fingertips to create and support brilliant people and each other and make our own work.